evaluate the performance of employee. The next traditional method is pair comparison method, wherein each employee is compared with all the others in pairs one at a time. The number of times an employee is judged better than the others determines his rank. Comparison is made on the basis of overall performance. The number of comparisons to be made can be decided on the basis of the formula, as we know, n into n minus 1 divided by 2, wherein n is number of persons to be compared. This method is easier and simpler than ranking method, but it is subjective because appraisal is not based on specific job related performance. The next traditional method is graphic rating scale method. Its numerical scale indicates different degree of a particular trait. The rater distributes a printed forms for each employee to be rated. The form contains several characteristics relating to the personality and performance of employees like intelligence, quality of work, leadership skills, judgment, etc. The rater records his judgment about employees' traits on the scale. The numerical points given to an employee are added up to find out his overall performance. Rating scale is of two types, continuous and discontinuous, that we will see in the next slide with the help of pictorial view. In continuous scale, the degree of traits are measured in number ranging from 0 to 5, whereas in a discontinuous scale, appropriate boxes are used or a tick mark option is used. So here are the example of graphic rating scale, whether it is a continuous scale or the in discontinuous scale, where the attitude, working with others, meeting deadlines, quality of work get measured in a scale of 0 to 5 or 0 to 7 or on scale of poor to outstanding performance. Then the next traditional method which is used for measuring the performance of an employee in an organization is checklist method. It is list of statement that describes the characteristics and performance of employees on the job. Over here, the rater checks to indicate if the behavior of an employee is positive or negative to each statement, and based on that the counting is carried out, that how many positive checks or positive marking is given by an employee with respect to the given list of statements, and how many similarly the negative marking is given by the employee with respect to the list of statements. The performance of employee is rated on the basis of number of positive checks normally. There are simple forced choice and weighted checklist. This method is a descriptive technique and provides concrete examples of evaluation. Then the next traditional method is group appraised method, wherein a group of evaluators assess the employees. This group of evaluator consists of the immediate supervisor of the employee, other supervisors having close contact with the employee's work, head of the department, and personal experts. The group determines the standard of performance for the job and measures the actual performance of an employee and do the analyze the cause of poor performance and offers suggestions for improvements in future to the employees. Then in modern methods, most of the methods which falls under the modern methods are very much in use today. We'll see some of them, starting with the first method, that is assessment center. An assessment center is a group of employees drawn from different work units. These employees work together on an assignment similar to the one they would be handling when promoted. In this method, the evaluators observe and rank the performance of all the participants. In such methods, experienced manager with proven ability serve as evaluator. This group of evaluators evaluates all employees both individually and collectively by using simulation techniques like role playing, business games, and basket exercise, wherein an employee get judged whether the employee is having the potential or not, and if having the potential, in which field the employee is applying his or her intelligence. The evaluators observe and evaluate employees as they perform jobs. So assessment center is the best method as far as the modern method is concerned, through which we can judge whether the employee has the potential to take the decision, having the intelligence to do better for himself as well as for the organization. The next method is human resource accounting, wherein the human resource get measured in terms of money value, and that's why it is called as a valuable assets of any organization. Under this method, performance is judged in terms of cost and contribution of employees in the development of the organization, wherein the cost of human resource consists of expenditure on human resource planning, recruitment, selection, induction, training, compensation, etc., which leads to the contribution of human resource is the money value of labor productivity or value added by human resource, that is employees. Difference between cost and contribution will be the performance of the employee. The third method of modern performance appraisal method is behaviorally anchored rating scale, which normally known as the BARS. It combines graphic rating scales with critical incidence method. BARS are descriptions of various degree of behavior relating to specific performance dimensions. Critical areas of job performance are determined in advance, and the rater records the observable job behavior of an employee and compares these observations with BARS. In this way, employee's actual performance is judged against the desired behavior, and based on that the comments are given that what will be the expected and what will be the achieved by an employee. In BAR method, 5 essential steps get considered, starting with the identifying critical incidents, selecting performance dimensions, risk translating the incidents, assigning scale to incidents, and developing final instrument for measurement. We see these 5 steps in detail. The first is identifying critical incidents. A person to be appraised describes with specific examples of both effective and ineffective job behavior. So with the help of this, the identification of critical incidents is done. The second step is selecting performance dimensions, wherein the clusters the behavior incident into a smaller set of performance dimensions. The third is retranslate the incidents. Another group of experts assign each incident to the dimension that it best describes if there is 75% agreement with the first group. The third and most important is assigning the scale to incidents. This is most important activity as a part of BARS. The second group rates each incident on a 7 or 9 point scale. Rating is done on the basis of how well the behavior described in the incident represents performance on the appropriate dimensions. Means and standard deviations are then calculated for the scale value assigned to each incident. Incidents that have standard deviations of 1.5 or less on 7-point scale are included in the final anchored scale and rest all get removed. The last step of bars is develop final instrument. A subset of the incidents that mix both the reconciliation and standards deviation criteria is used as a behavioral anchor for the final performance dimensions. A final bars instruments typically comprises a series of vertical scales that are endorsed by the included incidents. Each incident is positioned on the scale according to its mean value. Here is the example of bars where the performance get measured. For example, the interpersonal skills, whether the instructors having the ability to establish rapport with the students in and out of the classroom or not. This is the criteria. Get measured on 7-point scale starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whatever the rating come over here, it is rated as a 6. It marked as a 6. That on 7-point scale, the students rated the performance or the interpersonal skills of an instructor on a mark of 6 scale. Then the fourth appraisal method, which was developed by Peter Drucker in 1954, is management by objective, or we can say the appraisal through management by objective. It is also called as a management by objective and self-control, and it is also known as a work planning and review, or we can say goal setting approach to appraisal. The MBO appraisal system is defined as a process whereby the superior and subordinate managers of an organization jointly identify its common goals, define each individual's major areas of responsibility in terms of results expected of him, and use these measures as guides for operating the unit and assessing the contribution of each of its members. Basically, MBO consists of 4 steps: setting organizational goals, define performance targets, performance review, and feedback. These are the 4 steps get developed by the Peter Drucker in his management by objective in 1954. So when we think about in detail about the MBO process, so starting with the program endorsed by top management, followed by preliminary goals established by management, followed by goals established between manager and subordinates and required resources determined, followed by progress review and goals modified if necessary or if required, and the last step is to evaluate the results, whether the results are as per the expectation or not. So these are the 5 steps, or we can say that it get also comprised in the 4 stages also. But the purpose of carrying out this performance appraisal with the help of management objective is very, very clear: to bring together the managers, the subordinates, and the employees together for the better evaluation of the performance of an employee in an organization. The next method is 360-degree appraisal, wherein the employee's performance, which we normally call as a RATI, the RATI's performance get appraised by his or her colleague, superior, subordinates, and friends, which we used to call as a peers. So over RATI, the RATI's performance get measured or appraised by its immediate supervisor, its friends or peers, its customers, its subordinates, its or own self-appraisal. So from all the angles, the performance of an employee get measured, and based on the performance measurement, the comments, or we can say the feedback is given to the employee for his or her better development. For enhancing the performance at different level, normally the performance get enhanced at two level, at an individual level as well as at firm level. At firm level, performance is an indication of the likelihood of long-term survival of the firm, which generates profits for potential profit sharing and determines the firm's stock price. Whereas in individual level, the performance of an employee gets improved by offering the training or imparting the training and making an efforts for the better development of an employee. In training, an attempt is carried out by an organization to facilitate employees learning of job-related knowledge, skills, and behaviors. And as far as the development is concerned, the organization carry out teaching managers and professionals the skills needed for both present and future jobs. So this is all about the performance appraisal as a part of performance management, which is a part of human resource management activities. Namaskar.
Sandhan, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.